So let me ask you something really personal. How many DMs have you sent this week? How many times have you refreshed your inbox, hoping for a new lead, only to be met with dead zone? How many times have you wished to get clients, or how many times have you had panic attacks because of nobody's buying, nobody's coming in? You've tried posting on social media, but it looks like nothing is happening. Here is what no one is telling you. The very energy that you're using to chase clients is exactly what is pushing them away. And so in today's video, I want to share with you why your success in business is not going to come by working harder. It's going to come by working differently, especially as a woman. Am I saying you're not going to work hard? Of course you're going to work hard. You're going to work really hard. But I'm going to tell you something that you need to tap into that your business coach will not tell you, because it's not something that can be sold in a funnel. So I want you to stay with me, because at the end of this video, you're going to walk away completely different, knowing how to attract the high ticket client and the client that you deserve. And I promise you that you're going to do it with a new strategy. So let me start by telling you a story of a lady. Her name is Sarah. So let's use Sarah for example. And that's not her real name, but just covered it up. So Sarah has been in business for about 3 to 4 years. She had a gorgeous website, just like what everybody would want when you're trying to establish a business. A gorgeous website, hundreds of Instagram posts, a freebie, a webinar. She had a podcast, she had a funnel. Sarah was like typical me, consistent content. On paper, she was doing everything right, but her income wasn't growing. Some months it can be basically $1,000, some month it can be $2,000. And by the time we got on a call together, what I discovered is that she was already exhausted. And she told me that she had done everything right by the books, right? Gotten all the courses, hired all the coaches, spent money. But what I discovered about Sarah was that her problem was not her offer. Her problem was not her website. It was not even her pricing. She was really good at what she does. The problem was her energy. There's something I said one time, and it bears repetition. Protect your energy. It's an asset. You see, the hustle culture has convinced us as women, especially women, that more activity equals more result. It's a bit more different from men, because a typical man can literally walk around the clock and still feel the same amount of energy. There are days that you wake up as a woman and you do not just feel like turning anything. You just, actually the period whereby it's just shortly before your flow, you are moody, you are cranky, you don't feel like doing anything, you feel like the whole world is against you, and it's just normal biology. And what I usually tell women is that it's necessary that you build your business around circle. But the hustle culture has convinced us that more activity equals more results, posting more, emailing more, DMing more. But here is what a Harvard Business Review says. It says that buyers make purchase decisions based on feelings before logic. And even my mentor said that before. People buy emotionally and then use logic to justify it, especially in high ticket purchases over $3,000. They buy you first. And so if you are giving out a very cold energy, the salesy energy, when you're in constant chase mode, what you're projecting, urgency, neediness, scarcity, and what does a premium client feel when they sense that energy? What they run. They don't want to have anything to do with you. That's why sometimes you're having all these clients that are coming to you and they are begging for scrap. So I want you to, that's why it looks like whatever you're doing is not working, not because it's not good, but it's not just designed for you. Build your business around your feminine energy and your feminine circle. Now, what is feminine energy? Like I always say, feminine energy is not you sitting down and crossing your leg, hoping, quizzing around what it would be. That's not what feminine energy is. Feminine energy is not about you just being soft, passive, less ambitious. It's not about you just wishing and hoping, or you being lazy. It's about leading from a place of wholeness instead of desperation, from a place of trust, presence, building your capacity to be able to receive, understanding that as a woman that you carry this thing called a womb, and as the ability for you to be able to have this womb, you can be able to turn you can turn nothing into something. That's your ability as a woman. Think about most brands that you see today. They don't cajole you to buy. What they do is they create a desire. That's what you do as a feminine woman, and makes you feel like you need them. And you, in essence, you become attracted. So that is magnetic feminine energy at a brand level. I'm going to share with you 3 basic laws of feminine magnetic attraction if you want to attract high ticket clients into your business. Law number 1 is certain tip. If you want to attract premium client, you have to have certainty before marketing. Here's the truth. Premium client can literally feel your uncertainty. Before any post, before any piece, before anything, your internal state matters a lot. See, a lot of people always focus on the external state, strategy. Women that I work with, most times they come in and then they say, you know what, I have to have this thing in place, the perfect funny. Why all of that is important, your internal state matters a lot. Try as much as possible. You can have a 5-minute centering practice before facing any client. It's not just about you being spiritual or doing any woo-woo thing. It's strategic, right? Most times, studies have shown that 93% of communication is usually non-verbal. So your nervous system affects your copy, it affects your tone, it affects your presence on video, it affects almost everything. Law number 2, if you want to attract high-ticket clients into your business using your feminine energy, is that selectivity signals value. So what do I mean by that? Stop saying yes to everybody. I don't care. The problem with most women is that you feel like you don't deserve it, and that is the major reason why even premium clients are not going to come to you. Stop saying yes to everybody. When you pursue every potential client, I always say something, not everybody is your customer. That alone is going to give you freedom. When you pursue every potential client, you signal that you are available for everybody because no one else wants you. But once you are selective, when you are turning away misaligned clients, what you are doing is that you create an intrinsic scarcity that premium clients expect. So I have like a story of somebody, her name is Naomi. She raised her prices. Like I always say that most times we always charge lesser than what we are worth. And what happened is that, did she lose client? 100%. Yes, people that are not aligned will leave. But what happened is that the next month she jumped from 0 to over $18,000. Her previous month was, I think, $4,000 at best. So that's to show you that selectivity signal premium, and premium client would come to you. Then the law number 3 is that you receive. This is the hallmark of you being a feminine woman, your ability for you to be able to receive, not retrieving. So retrieving looks like constant outreach, desperate follow-up sequences. I'm not saying all of that are not important, but focus more on your ability to be able to receive. Receive it looks like creating high value content, right? And people find you through that content and they intentionally come to you, creating conversation, and they set up so basically the system does the filtering for you, and you are having conversation with only those that are interested in what you have to offer. So I want you to ask yourself a question right now in your business. Are you actually receiving? Are you building systems to be able to receive, or are you just retrieving? Now, the other thing is the other thing I want to share, which is how do you make this practical shift? I've shared with you the 3 laws, and how can you be able to make active practice this so that you can see change. Number 1, audit your content right now and ask yourself, does this content come from a place of abundance, or does it come from a place of anxiety? So rewrite one piece this week from I have so much to give instead of please buy from me. Remove that desperation from your content. The next thing I want you to take is to price from your worth, not need. If you are pricing based on what people or what you think people are going to pay, I want you to stop and price based on the transformation that you deliver. The third thing I want you to do is to create what I call a magnetism ritual. So what do I mean by this? Before every call, before every live, before any post, I want you to breathe and remind yourself that the right clients are already looking for me. I do not chase, I am being found. The next thing I want you to do, the fourth thing, is for you to become the brand. What do I mean by that? I mean, post about your values, your standard. People do not just buy a product, they are buying you first. And more importantly, the last but not the least, is to trust the timeline. Usually this is not always instant. The same way a pregnant woman doesn't just give birth on the first day she gets pregnant. There's usually a season of planting and waiting for the harvest. So the clients you want, they already exist. They are looking for someone like you. Your only job is to stop pushing them away. Your high ticket clients are looking for you, but stop pushing them away with your desperation and start calling them in with certainty. So the greatest takeaway from this video is for you to stop being the hunter and become the magnet. If this has helped you, share this with as many women as possible. I'm going to see you guys in my next video. For now, it's bye.